Yeah. Well, I'll bet. I'm proud of these guys. I thought they played hard. I thought we played with better pace. I thought we withstood a very good effort by an excellent Southern team. I think that team has got a lot of potential to make the NCAA tournament. And quite frankly, our bench was excellent. They were 14 for 25, and when you see a guy like Jiraiya Horn and Anton, gets 18, and Anton Gill gets 10, those two guys go 6 for 9 from 3. That's a great deal of help for our offense. With that, I'll take any questions.
You win that game without Jiraiya Horn?
Hey, he's on the team, Lee. You can't take him off. I'm not giving him up. Who knows? I mean, that's a hard question to answer. But we played him, and he came through, and I credit his patience. But we played small, so we got out-rebounded. There were some things we gave up interiorly. So that was a high-risk play, but he got him back in bunches. So still got to figure out, where he fits in the rotation. But I was very proud of him, and that's going to hopefully build his confidence a great deal.
All three of those freshmen played pretty well. I mean, did you challenge them at all coming into this game?
Well, we had a really hard practice yesterday where we challenged everybody, no one in particular. And then in film today, I thought, we were to the point again on just watching practice from yesterday. And they responded. I thought that all three of them, did play well and gave us, a lot of help.
Just from a morale standpoint, it was a tough game, but just to come out of here with a win, going into Big Ten play, how important was that for you?
Well, it was huge. I mean, because it was one of those things where, they banked in 2 or 3 of them, One guy hasn't shot one all year, makes one. One guy finger rolls one the wrong way, and it crawls up the rim and goes in. You're sitting there like, we're not getting a break. Okay, these guys, are making everything. And I thought our guys played all right defensively. But our second-half defense wasn't where it should be. But at the same time, I thought everybody felt good after, when we were talking to the guys, everybody felt like they accomplished something in practice yesterday. It was a very physical, hard practice. And I thought we played harder today. And so I think we can at least rest our head on our pillow tonight knowing that, the way we have to win and the way we have to play is to, give all-out effort, extreme effort, run harder, play harder, and good things will happen.
Can you kind of track Jiraiya's progression to get this much time tonight? Had he started to earn this?
He played all right in practice. Yeah, he played pretty good in practice. Actually, before the Gardner-Webb game, and so I had confidence I was going to use him, and we try and get him in a little bit, and it helped today the way they were playing our scheme. They were a big helper off Mike, and so when he came in, Jack had a crack and had good looks, and they just didn't go in. But then when he started turning it over, I thought he was trying too hard. So, sometimes, act of omission, commission, you can make it worse. And so I went with Jiraiya, and, they were still helping off, and that would just fed right into his wheelhouse. So he gets his first look and buries it. And I thought his best play was his offensive rebound, pitch it to Ty, where he had the offensive rebound assist. He should have gotten an assist for that. Did he get an assist, Seamus, for crying out loud? Tightest guy in the world on assists. And so I thought that was a great play. But go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over your answer. Number 2 for them, Emmanuel Shepard. It's only his second game in the starting lineup, and he had a pretty effective night. Was he somebody you had game plan for, or was he a surprise out there?
Well, we game planned for everybody. We watched. I think I watched 3 games or 4 games. I watched Ohio, and I don't think he was. I'm not sure if he played that game, but he's a long, rangy kid, and really was good. He's a good cutter. He moves without it. Has good feel. He had a alley cut one time where we were doubling Sam, and he cut to the other side, and we turned around, and our guy where we thought he was laying it in, so I thought he really did a good job moving without the ball, using his length and athleticism.
Timeout like at 45-41. They started the half on a 9-1 run. How'd the guys respond from that?
The guys did a lot of talking in the huddle, which is always a positive sign because not one guy talked in the huddle the other night. And so, I felt comfortable. with them. Now, I know we needed to make a run, and I think we actually made that with some younger guys in the game. And that was a good sign, too. But I felt that, Ed didn't have his best night. Ty didn't have his best night. But for Ty to get shut out in the first half and come out and get 10 and 5 in the second half, I thought was a good sign. And
are you starting to figure out what groups work and what groups
don't?
Like,
do I have a grasp yet? And that seems like an insult, not a question. So, yeah, I'm with you. But I think it kind of goes by matchups, So tonight we played small because we could guard small, but we didn't rebound well enough. We lost a presence on the glass. So what are you willing to give up? Well, because we were getting offense out of our 4 spot, all of a sudden now we're a different team. And so I think you have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
Coach, these last two, could you feel the difficulty of the non-conference season as a whole kind of wearing on you at all during these last 2 games before you head into
I don't think there's any doubt that it was a grind. And this year we get like 1 extra day off too, which will really help. But, I told them in there, I said, guys, we're 6-6. We're not where we want to be, but we've also done something no one else has done. We played the most difficult schedule in the country. And there's a lot to be said by towing the line every night, well, except for really one, and competing your butt off. And I said, I feel good about this team. I'm proud of you guys, and I can't wait to get you back so we get ready for Big Ten play.
Jiraiya mentioned that his teammates really kept him engaged in practice when he maybe wasn't getting the minutes he wanted. Did you kind of see that as a coach? They were kind of keeping.
Yeah, our guys, I think are. Let me give you just a story, so to speak, and I don't know how you can use it for quotes, but about the guys. And Jiraiya, I think, was in this group, so I was really hard on Isaiah Roby. Yesterday we had a physical practice, diving for loose balls, taking charges. So in film this morning, Roby he gets hit by a screen, he stops, which is it's okay to be screened, but it's a sin to stop on a screen. So, and then a kid hit a 3 on him, and he kind of grabbed his thumb, which he had jammed earlier in a rebounding drill, which was pretty physical. And I said, oh, Jiraiya, man, your thumb hurts. Poor boy, and then he went down and he got scored on again later in the practice, and I had the clip. I said, I'm sorry. Oh, Isaiah, poor boy with the thumb, right? So then I said, oh, Isaiah, and he reached down to his foot and it looked like he grabbed his toe. I'm like, is your toe okay? And I was just a bad person, right? And so I said, Isaiah says, too many Old Testament names here. So Isaiah said, Coach, it was my shoelace. Right? I said, okay. So I watch every second of practice over and over, and you're going to tell me, you think you're going to tell me that was your shoelace. And so all the guys are giggling, right? There's 5 guys in there giggling, right? I'm just sitting right next to Isaiah. And I said, okay, let's raise our hand who we believe, Coach Miles or Isaiah. And everybody started laughing. Everybody put their head down, and nobody put their hand up. And they're like, we can't go against our guy, Coach. And I thought that was probably my favorite moment of the day, is that they were looking out for each other. And they, he was grabbing his toe, all right? And a poor kid, And his mom's a loving woman, and his grandma is too, Chris and Danielle. So I hope they, pat him on the back and make sure he feels better. But we're going to need him tougher when we get him back. But that's kind of the way this team is. They'll look out for each other, and they'll rally around each other. So I really will tell you that I believe that our teammates really helped Jiraiya along the way.
On Sunday, one of the things that you talked about is having your team kind of build energy for themselves. 1, did you feel like they started to kind of get a little bit more energy tonight? And then 2, where did that kind of come from, in your opinion?
Well, I think it came from yesterday. Well, it came from the loss and the that slap in the face of reality, and then a really good hard practice. And then these guys just, really believing that, okay, we can do it, but we have to play a certain way. And, it was from the get-go, I thought that they were into it. Even when, these guys were hitting tough shots, the Southern guys were hitting tough shots. They had that, I think, stopped them 3 straight times, and they go down 4 straight possessions, hit a deep 3, and then something weird happened, and we threw it to them, and they got one. And we probably gave them, and this is no discredit because I love the way Roman Banks coaches those guys, but we probably gave them 12 or 15 points in the first half, counting that 35-footer, off the glass. And then they got another one off the glass. And then they got the one that crawled over the rim, you know, and so I thought, holy cow, but they never lost energy. And the guys, I thought the crowd that was there was great. They were supportive of the guys. I really appreciate that. And but I thought these guys just kind of believed, you know, like if we play hard, we're going to win. And you got to believe that regardless of who's, you know, names across the other, your opponent, you know, whether it be Gardner Webb or Indiana or Maryland or anybody, right? So I thought that was a good step forward. And you know, we just got to keep encouraging them and build them up. But we got to understand that, you know, there's going to be some discomfort, pain to the game to play the physical style we have to play to be successful.
What do you guys need to work on the most going into Big Ten play?
Well, you know, our offense, no doubt, and then our second half defense hasn't been as good as has not been up to our standards. I think those two things, more importantly, you know, maybe some change up to our man, who knows. That's just kind of a cue to Indiana, Maryland. They better get some stuff ready. But I'm excited for conference play. Can't wait to get back home and play, you know, Iowa here. And but I think those two things mostly, just that difficulty of having to get stops maybe late in a practice when they're tired, you know, and switch some things up that way. And then just continue we simplified offense tonight, and I got to figure out if I'm going to stay with that and how we can brush up with what we're doing that way.
Thing for Jack and Isaiah from the outside?
Well, there's no question. I mean, like some guys look like they've lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks, and it's just this look on their face. And you know, I can't wait for next week after Christmas because Jack's parents are going to come from Australia and watch a couple games, so that should be a lot of fun. And maybe that'll be a pep talk he needs. But, you know, I think there is some confidence, no doubt. But confidence is earned. You gotta step out there and do it. And Jack had 2 shots, do everything but go in. Anything else? Thanks.